We often think things outside of us make us angry, like traffic or a rainy day when we wear our new shoes. But the truth is, anger starts inside us. That's great news because it means we have the power to control it. It's all about looking within ourselves for the answer. When anger hits, your body goes into overdrive. Your blood vessels swell, your face turns red, and your heart races. You might say things you don't mean, ignore others, or get completely stuck in your own view of the situation. This makes it incredibly hard to think clearly and solve the real problem. Anger isn't just bad for your health, it often leads to conflict. While you may feel some relief when you lash out, it rarely solves anything and usually just hurts the other person involved. Think about how many times a simple disagreement turned into a fight just because of the inability to hold your temper. Since everyone is different, with their own beliefs and perspectives, it's only natural that conflicts will arise. We all know that if you get angry all the time, you will end up isolating yourself from everyone. But what if you always hold your anger in? Eventually, that will feel like too much. So, how do we find the best way to deal with anger wisely? It's very normal to feel like your anger is reasonable, a natural response to something unfair. You probably think, they are the reason I'm angry, but that's usually a misjudgment. The truth is that the cause of anger isn't external. It comes from you. We all have our own rules and frameworks of what's right and wrong, universal and absolute. And when others act differently, that's where negative feelings start to arise. We only have good feelings when someone meets our expectations. Think about it. When you're in a good mood and someone needs help, you may do that joyfully. However, if you are tired, you can get easily annoyed with that same request. Even the same action of your partner can get different reactions on different days. It's not their action that is the real cause. It's your internal state at that moment. It's important to understand that this is just self-rationalization, because if you really think about it, you don't have full control of your mind. So when you feel anger rising, ask yourself, what do I want? By recognizing your desires and understanding your expectations, you can find a clue to managing it. Take a step back and see if there's a real reason for your anger. And if not, you will probably notice that the emotion softens. We even get angrier if we think the person acted deliberately. Like if your kid doesn't listen, you may think he is purposely making things difficult for you. If your spouse is not helping, maybe he doesn't care. The problem is that the situation can be completely different. So, if you're quick to anger, ask yourself if you are not being too sensitive. So, if your anger comes from within you, it also means that the answer is within you. When you understand what is causing your anger and keep reflecting on possible solutions, it gets easier to reduce the frequency and the intensity of it. How many times you lost your temper only to regret it afterward? When anger comes, your brain activates the emotional part before the rational one, so you tend to act before thinking, which is something that creates problems. Feeling anger is something different from acting on it. Controlling your action when you feel angry is key. Emotions can be tamed by reason, but first you have to recognize you're feeling angry. People often don't notice, even if they are red and stiff with anger and are having the urge to express it. To notice it, you can pay attention to your feelings, whether you are blaming the other person, saying hurtful remarks, or even speaking in a commanding tone. Are you listening or just talking? When you separate your emotions from your actions, your reasoning becomes stronger. Think of that rest area as the place to stop before you impulsively act in anger. You will avoid making the mistake of lashing out immediately. And if you take the time to rationally assess the situation, you will be able to respond in a better way. When you realize that you are getting upset, ask yourself, is it wise to be angry? Am I wasting my energy? Will things get better if I lose my temper? These questions can make you question the validity of your anger. Some parents say their children listen when they get angry. However, it's because kids are afraid and they act to escape the situation, but they do not reflect on their mistakes. Using anger to teach them misses the perfect opportunity to teach correct behavior. We are more prone to get angry when we see the other person as someone who is inferior. When this happens, you are less likely to control your emotions because you think you can get away with it. You need to make an effort to see others as equal to you. It will make you act rationally in difficult situations. If you try to get your needs met with a hostile look, you will not achieve your goal. When the anger has passed, you should request what you want in a calm way. Even if you think you have been treated unfairly, it is better to stay calm and collected. Research has shown that couples get angry when they feel unfairly treated. Parents get angry when their kids don't meet expectations. So, if you get angry over the same thing, maybe it's time to talk and look for solutions together, instead of getting angry over and over. Sometimes there are situations that you cannot control, so just let it go. For example, when a car changes lane in front of you, the driver doesn't even know you are angry. If you keep dwelling on it, it will just make things worse for you and everyone else around you. So, if something does not go as planned, instead of dwelling on the negative, focus on what you can do to solve it. Gandhi said, "When you are right, you have no need to be angry. When you are wrong, you have no right to be angry." He is saying that the situation where you have a disagreement is not the time to fight, but it's a time to show that you have enough inner ability to find a good solution. Families are supposed to be about love, but do you ever confuse love with the belief that you have the right to get angry without controlling your emotions? Being angry is like feeding toxic food to people around you. The Bible says that love is patient and not easily angered. So, just as you wish only good things for those you love, try to give them good feelings, and that can start with not getting angry. If you try to make patience and not easily angered virtues in your family, you are strengthening the bonds of love.